Welcome, 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 man. We back, man. Consummate with a Dream podcast, season two.
Yes,
You know, this I
sir.
got two of my brothers with me, man. This is gonna be a real good episode, man. Like I said, we glad to be back. Introduce yourselves, fellas. On my left, I got my brother,
I'm Dominique Williams.
and on my right,
Shalik Johnson.
come on, man. Y'all ain't stop being so formal, man. Chill back, man. We back. It's season two,
Yeah, man,
man.
we
You know what I'm
here,
saying? We
man.
back,
We
man.
got to get back in the rhythm, man.
The reason I felt like it was so important to start this especially this season two off with you two guys. We're gonna have this season two with other people. We're gonna have an influx of people, and we're gonna do a lot of interviews this year, a lot of investment talk. A lot. It's the same stuff we be on. But the best thing about it is just we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. Like, it's deliberation. You know what I'm saying? So however we feeling, whoever we feel like we want to talk about, we're gonna just do whatever we want. But the reason my two guys here today, man, two of my guys is in our investment group, man. Two of the leaders in our investment group, and I just figured why not start it off with our investment group,
Why
members.
not?
Like why not? You know what I'm saying? So introduce yourself, bro. Dom, tell them about you, what you doing, what's up with you. They probably never, you know what I mean. They probably some of them it's gonna be their first time, meeting. They listen to season one, so don't know
I
what's up
got
with you.
you. I'm Dominique Williams, CEO and co-owner of Instrumental Sterile Processing Institute, where we help people save lives, make money, and travel in the healthcare industry without a degree. Um, I'm just excited to be back, man.
Big. I'm happy to have you back too. We've been talking. You've been on me for a minute too.
Yeah,
Like,
no, absolutely. No, I've
you've
been
been on
definitely
me.
trying to get this
Now this is
back.
definitely more so because of Dom. Like I'm gonna let y'all know. Like y'all probably be seeing me, or I look like the host, but it's a lot of more so help. Like he gets me out of the bed most days. Most days I'm more
Get you out
so.
that comfort zone, man.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I ain't gonna lie. I'm more so chilling. So, and the Vessels was good too. So he definitely got us back on play. Lee, introduce yourself, bro. Tell him about
Oh
yourself.
man, Shalik
Oh, yeah,
Johnson.
because he new. He never.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
ever
This
on
is
it?
first.
Oh, this
Yeah,
your first one. Yeah,
Yeah,
you never.
my
was
first
on.
time up, first time here. Here with the bros. These are my guys. Known them for a while.
Wow, man.
Proud of them.
Proud of you, bro.
They're not even little bros no more, man.
Man, I'm gonna cut you
We're
off,
partners.
but we're just having a conversation. I'm gonna cut you off, Lee, but we're just having a conversation how everything come full circle. Just 2 years ago, before I started Instrumental Star Processing Institute, I actually reached out to Shalik to try to get things started with him. It was just everybody's schedule is not the same and flexible. Everything happens for a reason. But he even said when he told me he couldn't do it that we will be working together. Like he said,
Facts.
it just is time management and everything. My schedule is just not free and clear, and I respected that. But he was like, I definitely want to do something in the future with you. And here we go, 2 years later.
Who would have thought?
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
even know y'all know each other.
Yeah, from
So
Cooper.
it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
So that's what I'm
Yep.
saying. You my
Work.
brother, and then Leek, my big bro from Rutgers, he took me under his wing when we was there. So, like I said, when I found y'all knew each other, it was like I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy
You know what
how
I'm saying?
it works,
Everything worked. So basically, man, like I said, I just want to just, like I said, I'm glad you talked about it, Don, because we've been on this journey for what, 2 years, 3 years, with a
2 years.
podcast, and we
2 years
basically.
podcast.
So we go to start with that, man. Like I would say, I'm so with that where we at now, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna stroke my ego a little bit here too. I'm gonna
Go ahead, man.
toot my
Talk-
horn, man.
Talk your shit.
I'm just gonna be
Mhm.
honest, man. We was ahead of time with a lot of shit, man. Like thought process wise, a lot of the material we talked about. Then like I said, like a lot of people wasn't listening. It was just cool, cause like we just did that out of just people don't know how to spare boredom, just like coming out, just want to be fun. But a lot of stuff we talked about politically and stuff.
Actually, happened.
And now we look at it now, we're a little older. In retrospect, it's like, wow, it's like we should have put more account into it back then. Like how we looked at Trump and stuff. A lot of stuff I said back then, I was like, oh, I'm not playing about Trump, but like how I thought that like him was a blessing in disguise, being there gonna wake us up. It's gonna start a movement amongst us. Like you just look at the city of Camden. Look how many business within this last 2 years. People got LLCs and businesses functioning.
Yeah. Most definitely.
4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to be able to picture that or say that. Like, bro, almost everybody we talk to got an LLC. I'm like, I know that's having an LLC not a big thing, but it's like
Start.
to people to be thinking in that business mindset.
Because it was like most people ain't have the choice. Like, not even a choice, but when you feel like you got someone like Trump in there, you don't have a choice. It's like, it's either you figure it out, get it together, or you just watch everybody else figure it out and get it together.
But that's my biggest thing. I felt like, and that's why I felt it was the best in disguise.
It put that battery in our
Put
back.
your battery in your back and make you want to work.
Right.
I think a lot of time we get too comfortable. It's like, okay, we want these Democratic people in there. We want people there to make it easy for us. We want people there to like, you know,
Keep giving us handouts.
give us handouts, make it easy for us. When in reality, it's like, nah, give me the villain. I'd rather work. I'd rather go against him and work. Cause he gonna bring out my true potential.
Yeah.
But
You
is
gonna
the
bring it out of
villain
you.
really the villain all the time?
No, and that's what we're gonna talk about.
Perception.
Yeah, perception is
Perception.
everything.
You know.
I'm gonna I start with Liek, then I ask him how you wait. Which one is this?
I was just gonna say because it's like the only way to kind of find out the truth is to go through that pain, face adversity, and really learn you. Like they say growing pains for a reason because it's nothing you can really prepare for when it comes to change or just different environments or different learning styles, different cultures. A lot of us just pass down bad habits, so
That's a good one.
we don't really know how to. We don't know how to really, manage or cope with anything outside of that, but just the trauma.
You're right.
I got a question for both of you guys. I'm glad you said that down. I'll start with Liek. What does emotional intelligence mean to you?
Emotional intelligence.
Emotional intelligence.
I think emotional intelligence, for me, is actually separating emotion from making conscious decisions. I think a lot of people, we react off emotion, and then we run with it. And I think sometimes you have to be objective and take a step back and kind of think before you move. I think a lot of times where things are given to us in the front that causes us to be emotional and make irrational decisions. And I think that's one of the reasons why we as a people are behind the eight ball.
I asked before I comment. I asked down. What does emotional intelligence mean to you?
Emotional intelligence is kind of just to piggyback off of what Leek said, but just really just separating your emotions from what's right. I mean, from logic. A lot of times we get caught up in how someone said something or who said it, and did you get the message? Like a lot of times I've had mentors that that I really looked up to, and they said some hurtful things, but when I actually sat back and digested everything they said, it was something I needed to hear. It put that battery in my back, and it was real life self-reflection. A lot of times we don't like to reflect on ourselves because it's like sometimes you really gotta point out all the negatives in yourself, and nobody like being beat up or being picked on, and even
that
if it's
accountability
tough.
Right, exactly. That accountability is tough at times. Well, I love what both of y'all said, man. It's crazy because, like I said, that's a word. Like when people describe these last like 2 or 3 years for me, that's what I like. That's my favorite word now. Emotional intelligence. I never really heard that term or really stuff before, and I think for black men, for black people, it's so important. And I take it, and I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Just like when we first were starting a podcast and stuff, it's just like dealing with other egos, dealing with other people. A lot of people ask, "Why is on the podcast?" It wasn't about people. I'm not never saying about people, but it's just none of us. It was 4 of us at the time. None of us really had the emotional intelligence to really understand the emotions of doing business with other men or other people.
It was a wake up call.
It definitely was. So I love the Joe Budden shit so much, man. I swear to God, I love it. I study his podcast. Just be like, wow, we had a podcast. We had guests. We had hosts. We all like the way as men we interact with each other, man. It's it's so key. Like I think that's the key to like our survival in a sense. Like having that emotional intelligence to understand where it's like,
bro. Can I share something?
Yeah.
I just had a grown man, one of my students, 40-something years old, wife, kids, called me, told me he wasn't going to make it to class or whatever, but he just broke down. Like, he just broke down. Like, I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, bro, I could just hear it in his voice. I'm like, bro, just let it out. Like, I just said it, just let it out. This dude just literally broke down. Like, before I came here, I was talking to him because class started at 6, and I'm just like, the fact that he even felt comfortable doing that, I don't know what it is and why you chose me, but I'm here and I'm here for it all, and it's crazy because I've been seeing that a lot lately,
It's
just
a big
especially
thing,
with
bro.
the school,
It's a
bro.
big thing, bro. But like I said about the school, that's why I was telling you before, it's important to start in there because you're going to deal with anything. With us starting a podcast, with us getting into real estate, with us. Just think about
Yeah.
us, bro. Me and Leek, like, because, Leek is my hidden gem trader. People, he's going to be the reason I'm a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? But think about how we check our emotions on a daily, bro, because of the stock market. I always tell people, like, investing in the stock shit is like the last tier of everything. The emotions and understanding what's going on is so key. So I just say, like, over this last year and a half, 2 years with us, the podcast, the investment group, us, investing heavily, we're just getting into real estate, going through the underwriting process. That emotional intelligence, man, is like so key, and it's something that you wouldn't even be taught.
Mm-mm.
To keep your ego in, I got a big ego. I got Kanye West type ego. So to keep my ego in check, like I like it's important for me to really have things like kind of like checks and balances in place.
But
You
you
know what I'm
gotta
saying?
kind of have a little bit of ego and stubbornness.
I think you do.
You have to,
I
because
think you
it's
do.
like your stubbornness is going to gas you up,
To
and
do things you don't want to.
yeah,
Get
your
for me.
ego is going to gas you up, and the stubbornness is going to make you tell them fuck you, whether
And
you
we'll
mean it
do it
or
together.
not.
And another thing I learned too, like it's not a bad thing, like a knock on my family and nothing like that. But like growing up, I ain't really hear like I love you and like you great and all that stuff often enough as I wanted to. I don't know about everybody else. I can't. Y'all can speak to that yourself. But I ain't really hear that. Like granted, I do know my family and stuff love me, but on the level where I wanted to hear that, or the level I want like, oh, I'm knocking down walls. I never got that.
I mean, we all come from the same hood for the
Maybe
most
the
part.
same spot.
We're really not even taught how to deal with emotions.
Oh,
So, it's either you have it or you don't.
you either, yeah, right. We either know like, all right. Only thing we know about emotions is like, oh, you're emotional.
Or you're a man, stop.
Yeah,
You're a
Crying.
don't
man,
cry.
stop this or
Don't.
stop that or
Mhm.
stop.
Nah,
Just
and,
like
and I believe now it's like, no, you need to, some
express.
way, you need to express
Acknowledge.
that
Yeah.
or definitely like acknowledge that. So yeah, that's why that's been real heavy on me. I feel like I've been moving so smart by like having emotional intelligence too, like just to go with my soul. You know what I'm saying? And Dom would tell you because he like it's funny because like he'd say I just do whatever the fuck I want. Like it really does. Like we can have we could have planned the night before to do the most luxurious thing, like, and I wake up and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I just cancel the whole shit. Like,
Yo, I
I'll be like,
that's
nah.
a whole nother
Cause it
story.
is don't, cause a certain thing don't sit right with my soul. But I be trying to explain to Dom is like, I have a certain amount of emotional intelligence for myself, my inner soul, and I'm such a line with myself now. Where it's like, I know when something not for me, so I know when I'm not in a certain situation, and then I give him examples like, yo, remember when we did X, Y, and Z, and I almost did this person, and he like, okay, it makes sense now. So unorthodox, but it's really like knowing what you know. So now even us, where it's like, it's gonna sound funny, but because it's gonna sound hilarious, but like we know like settings where I'm gonna thrive, and we know settings where I just shouldn't be, and vice versa. Where before it's like with your homeboy, you're not even thinking. You like they could just come out, like,
Never think about
like you're not thinking
it.
like,
Never.
well, bro, might not. Let me he might gotta sit this one out. You know what
Bro, I
I'm
already
saying?
know when and when not to invite you, bro. Even when they be bringing up certain stuff in the group, I'm like, gee, it's not
I'm
doing
not,
that.
yeah, I'm not going. Yeah,
They
yeah.
brought up Virginia. I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not,
I'm not
you're
going to.
not
Yeah,
in
like I'm not going to Virginia. I'm not even driving through. Like somebody was like, "Well, you're not." Like no. Like I like we
Get your
can.
plane.
Yeah, like, we can get like stop at one of the Carolinas
No.
and get a plane over through Virginia. Like I'm not going because I already know my soul not going to be right. If we get pulled over in Virginia, I'll get like, well, what? Looking stupid. Like, I know it sounds extra,
man.
but in reality, it's really not. But even like how we had the little not we had an argument, but we was talking about the Airbnb shit. Like we was,
Bro.
but Tom, I'm like, nah, all right. He like, bro, why you don't get the Airbnb? I'm like, all right, bro. So I'm trying to avoid the conversation. Like,
Hold up, before
do
you go there, did he or did he not say we was getting Airbnb?
Yeah.
All right.
okay, here we go, people. So let's see. So this is what happens. This is what I say, emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, right? So I'm gonna tell you, we in a group. So when you're in a group, I have to abide by the majority of the people. So if it's 10 or more, it's 10 of us like in our group. So I was saying, like, if the 10 of us go somewhere, obviously we need the Airbnb. I'm not going to be, Airbnb. But if it's 8 or less, I'm getting my own hotel. I'm just getting my own hotel, bro. Like, why? I'm like, listen, it don't sit with my soul that I'm in somebody's Airbnb and I like cameras on me. I don't like that. When I wake up, I want to be like Melvin. Like, I want to like. Sometimes I want to be like, I don't want to wear clothes like my orange juice. It is what it is. I don't want to feel like the camera on me. This person watching me. You know what I'm saying? Then certain settings, a lot of people getting robbed and stuff like that. It just peace of mind wise. Sometimes I'd rather be in a hotel where you gotta rob me. You gotta go through all them.
Man, we just had a situation at the hotel this weekend where I'm sleeping, my girl in the bed, and somebody walking in the room. Like they gave them our key. Yeah. It wasn't a worker or nothing. Like that was the room they was checking in with.
Yeah,
they got to call the ambulance.
Yeah, they got to call. Yeah, so that never happened to me. But even with that, like it's always gonna be like I think it's always gonna be like be certain stuff and it's being able to compromise. But I was just saying though, like for like how we was talking about for DC, I have enough emotional intelligence to understand that we go to DC. I'm not trying to be in no Airbnb.
Well, it wasn't initially DC.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. No, but that's why I was saying the different grade of the trip. Different. But that's what I'm trying to tell you, people. Long story short, even with small things, I love emotional intelligence because little things like that can ruin the trip.
No, I agree. No, and I agree with you to a degree too because I pick up on emotional intelligence and I realize how I literally peep everything by accident. Like it be the smallest things, but those small things have the biggest impact.
Yeah, but well,
it can have the biggest impact whether you do something or you don't.
Yeah, it could throw your whole day off.
And like I said, bro, it's really coming to happiness to me because that's what I said now. Like everybody, like, all right, we invest a lot now and stuff. We can kind of get into that now, like more so like the investments and like how we got to that and that. Like, but like, I want to tell everybody too, like, especially our people, like, stop trying to compare everything. I don't want to say that. That just hit me this hard. Like, when I say I invest in stocks, real estate, forex, businesses, whatever, I'm not. It's not a competition because at the end of the day, we behind the 8 ball. I don't care what you invested in. Invest. You know what I'm saying? I want to say that. Stop making everything like a competition. We gotta stop doing that. Like making everything in competition. Cause we gonna have our forex guys on, our bros on. You know what I'm saying? We got mad people in real estate. I feel like the biggest investment is like yourself. You willing to put that money up into anything? That's the investment. So it don't come with me trying to. My lane is better than your lane. We gonna get into more of that.
Enough money out here for everybody.
Yeah, and when you invest in yourself, you'll be able to help others or people around you. But if you don't invest in yourself or pour back into yourself, especially after beating yourself up so much and forgetting to build yourself back up, it's going to have a negative effect on you.
And investing don't just mean money.
Yeah,
bro.
Time.
Exactly.
Research.
Yes.
Do your due diligence on whatever you into, whatever is your twist. Invest yourself into it.
This is my biggest one right here. Invest in the people around you. Invest in your friends. I know that sounds crazy. We hear that a lot. But no, I mean, really invest in your friends. I really. But when I made the biggest, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, when I made the biggest, like, it's crazy because, like, when I stopped watching football,
how long ago?
5 years ago. It's funny, but I lost friends. And the reason I thought about saying, damn, the reason I lost friends is because every Sunday we dedicated going to this one bar, drinking, and that's just what it is. It's just that whole day football. So when I stopped reviewing myself, I'm like, damn. When I thought about it, I'm like, we don't even chill no more. We don't even. But I'm like, oh, fuck, I got 12 hours to get to my work. You know what I'm saying? Then as you get further in your work, you're like, oh, hold on. Me and bro, we bros. But it really ain't how I thought. So it really hit me like with a lot of my friends, it was like, damn. It hurt it. I ain't gonna lie, it hurt. I was like, damn. They are my friend, and we have love for them, but it's not good for me to be with them. Yeah. Like that's really the bit,
everybody can't go.
Yeah, everybody can't go. You really invest. I know invest in your circle, man. And that's one thing that was me is like I'm not too my own home or just not like that, but like in my circle when I was growing up, we was probably like our high school years and shit. I was probably the smartest one in the room. or one of the smartest ones. And now I'm like, I don't want to be the smartest one. Because I felt myself then, it was just like I was the one always kind of like proposing ideas and stuff. Like, yo, you know how much ahead of, I don't want to, yo, we was ahead on a lot of shit, man. We was twitching and gaming, we were, I don't say names, but we was twitching and gaming in 8th grade.
Good.
Like, when you had to do a render and all that on your own. Scheduling our own game battles, making money and stuff.
Yeah.
8th grade.
That's crazy.
So now when I look at them, I'm seeing these Twitch people, I'm like, and I was telling my boys in 9th, 10th grade, I'm like, yo, bro, we just gotta get our own channel. We gotta get our own league. I said, people ain't doing this, but look at it now. Now it's like the lane for even that, business, real estate. Every year market that we try to get into, 2-3 year people wouldn't talk about, it's, you look at it now, it's saturated. The stocks. Stop, right? Like, everyone want to get into these things. I'm just like, imagine if back then, if all 10 of us was the same people, was thinking on that same accord. When we was at Rutgers.
Good old days.
You just had a flashback.
Yeah, flashback. Nah, we had
NDA
some.
on that one.
Nah, we definitely had some good thing. So I want to ask y'all, like, what's the difference between? Do you feel a difference actually? Do you feel a difference in your circle now versus then? And I don't even want to. I kind of don't want to structure it that way because I don't want to compare it to like.
Right.
You compare?
I mean,
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm not saying it that way to compare like, oh, you how like because it kind of come off like, oh, how's your new friends versus your old friends?
Nah,
I don't want to. I'm not painted that way, but
not to compare, but my circle now, I'm encouraged by the things they do. Like, they push me without even saying it. They push me to do other things and to self-reflect and to be greater. My circle is small. You know, I have different friends in different places. You know, but they all add value to my life. So I think that's the biggest difference. I don't have any wasteful friend energy around me.
That's a good one right there. Yeah. I like that one because I like that one. Wasteful. How about you, Don? Basically, like is there any difference in your circle like now versus then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically, because I'm trying to be PG as possible, nice as possible. But I'm basically just saying a lot of people that was on this journey, you know, a lot of people when we started to bring on this journey with us and shit, they didn't see us. Fuck it. A lot of motherfuckers ain't see us being here where we is now or doing the things we doing now, as far as the real estate, the stocks and shit like that now. So what's the difference in the people we dealing with now with that? Because I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't getting shit done 2-3 years ago. Right. Just keep it friend. You know, I was trying to be nice, but
they say sometimes you grow apart when you live to get old.
Damn.
And that's just what it is. Like, when you trying to leave a legacy, when you trying to leave a mark, when you trying to do some great things, when the people around you don't see you as more than what you previously are or currently are or was, then you kind of got to remove yourself from that, because you're not in a circle, you're in a cage at that point. You're never going to be able to grow around, you know, that type of environment where your growth is competition, or, you know, when you make suggestions or just try to help and pour into other people, it's a competition, or it's, oh, you think you better than me and things. So it's unfortunate, it hurts, it's sad, because it's going to happen. But at the end of the day, you have to know who you are as an individual, because that's how a lot of people get tricked out of their spots, because the people around them. Mm-hmm. You know, they trying to please this person or try to act like they doing this and what's this or what's that. And it's like, stay true to who you are, and the people that's meant for you will be for you and will be there.
Right.
And
you ain't gotta pretend, and that's why I say I'm always, you will see the themes that we talk about always gonna kind of correlate to emotional intelligence, because you gotta be emotionally intelligent to understand. All right, I have to. I'm not cutting my friend off, but I have to just go this route.
Yep.
Can I interject? I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be any young kids watching this, but it is cool to be smart. It's cool to be forward thinking. It's cool to be different. You're going to have friends that tell you, man, you sound stupid. That's dumb. Ain't nobody going to do that. Man, trust in what you believe in, man. They only saying that to scare you away from your dreams.
That's their fears, their insecurities.
Bro, you know what it is what they hate in you, is something they really want to do
Yeah.
or want to be. And that's what it is. So they try to make you feel
You
like
feel
it ain't
smart.
good, so you can basically just give them the
I go through
opportunity
that all the
or that
time with my
platform.
personality. Like, me, I got a bold personality. I'm just gonna just say wherever I want, when I want. It is what it is. Like, and I see that like I'm free in that. Like in a sense where, I just don't care. Where a lot of people try to condemn me for that.
Mm.
Or say I'm
Mm.
wrong. Say, that's one of my biggest downfalls. Speak on that right quick. That's one of my biggest downfalls the last, like, when we first were starting everything and everything, being too nice. A lot of people was coming out and saying, yo, you might be a little bit nicer, give people more the benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean? And I was like, and actually, I'm like, maybe I would. I'm like, let me try that. And I actually tried it, giving people the benefit of the doubt. And what I found was just like, I'm living for other motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
That happened
Before
wasn't
you
there.
know it,
Yeah, it
before
wasn't.
you
It
know
wasn't as if like I was fulfilled. So I'm like, damn, all the greatness, all the things I bring, I'm just enhancing your life. And then I'm looking at it like, because we investors. Let's keep it real. I don't give a fuck what it is. If I put about 5% energy, I need to see the return on the investment. And I at least leave 5% back. Anything less than that, I'm not taking. So I know what I bring to the table, and I know I have like a numerical number for my value.
So how do you feel
You call it what you want.
when people tell you to be humble?
I just feel, honestly, bro, when I hear like be humble, I may maybe be a little extra, but for me, when I hear be humble, I feel like, yo, you black, get in that box. Like, why are you like that? Like, why are you? Yeah,
confident?
why are you confident? And I feel like that even like you look at the situation, like I forget her name. Apologize for me, but the
Tennis player?
not her Osaka.
Yeah.
You look at
Naomi
Naomi
Osaka,
Osaka. You look
yeah.
at the lady that's I forget her name. It's one woman. Talk about the one in the Olympics, the gymnastics one. She's the GOAT. She's real good.
Simone Biles?
There we go.
Simone
Simone
Biles,
Biles.
yeah.
When I hear like, no, we need that.
Mhm.
We need that representation.
Fact.
I just always felt like that. I felt like for me being a black man, where I come from, I'm like, how did I make it through all these things? Y'all told me to be humble, not talk about these stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't fall into crazy anxiety and depression, stuff. I go through mentally. I'm like, me loving myself. I thought people would be proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely fucked me up. And come out of my like being heavy depressed and bipolar shit. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I love myself. I'm gonna big myself up. People are like, nah, you cocky. Nah, you arrogant. I'm like, but I never heard this ever. They like, nah. You don't tell yourself that. They like, wait till we tell you. I'm like, well, what do I? I'm like, well, why gotta wait till you tell me?
I feel like when people tell me to be humble, it's kind of a way to one, trick you out of your spot, and to also be like, no matter how big you get, always fuck with me.
Yeah.
Always.
Don't forget where you come.
Don't
Like
forget
kind of like,
where
don't forget
you
you come
come
from.
That's different. Yeah.
But
Don't
my
forget where you
thing
come
with
from.
being humble is too is like the facts is the facts. So sometimes you can't be like I'm just telling you the facts. I'm a God. This is the facts.
Period.
That's how I look at myself. Because like I said, I don't. And it's the thing, and this is what we're gonna talk about. It's the days like societal views and like societal limits, like how they put on this, like how everything that we was taught is a lie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's funny. I crack up like even when we say like the word just God, like how when we say that people look. Y'all don't pay attention. I pay attention often, but just when we call ourselves gods and stuff, people really say to stuff like, "Oh, who are you? Oh, you're God. Oh, what make you think you can?" And I'm gonna tell the people now why we say we gods, right? The black man that have knowledge of himself, he is God. And where I come from, what I believe, because I didn't understanding is through the black man was a God. So through him, I have all his abilities. I have the abilities to change my family fortune, to live or die, to to really do anything. I have all those abilities. I don't have to sit and pray and ask anybody anything. And then the best part about being a God, or how we look at these things, I'm not trying to be right. I don't care about your religion. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be right. I'm not trying to say y'all practice what I practice. And that's what I think with the OR people is like, everybody want to be right. Everybody want the right religion. Everybody want the right investment plan. The right avenue. So you can come back into everybody's so focused on telling everybody, oh, I was right. You're not even running your own race. You're not even really even like fully indulging into your own practice, your own self, whatever that thing is you're focusing on. So like I said, I focus on myself so much that it's like I lived through my ancestors, and I know all the sacrifices my ancestors made. You know, and I know, like I said, that epitome, that king or whatever that that black ancestor was, it's a god. So I'm playing to another black man. And through that person, I have all those same abilities. So that's how I look at it. And even in that definition, that's not super defined.
Right.
You're not going to Google anything I said to find it in a book. You know why? Because it's my race. It's how I
It's from
feel.
self.
I don't come to Dom and say, Dom, this is how you got to operate. Or, we don't do that. So
and how I look at that, just calling myself a god or just being, having that manifesting that God energy is just knowing yourself, really believing in yourself, and just betting on yourself. That energy to do what's right is always there, and not even what's right, but do what's best for you. A lot of times we get caught up in trying to please everybody else that we forget who we really are. So knowing who you are, what he said, shit is like a scavenger hunt. Just gotta find it. Jeezy, it's like a scavenger hunt. It's already within us. You just gotta find who you really are, the things you do like, you don't like, the things that trigger you, and learn how to maneuver around those things. But it's already in us. Everything we need to be successful, to do all these great things, we already have it. We just, again, like what Gary was saying, just gotta really focus on us and really focused on who we really are and the things that we can do. But when we get caught up in trying to please everybody else and
society fitting into
views,
their
and it's
box,
like,
their rules.
like
You know what I'm saying?
it's like, oh, we got to do it this way. Says who?
Ooh, why?
Where?
Why?
And when you ask those questions, people like
they looking at you because they
because
told us
who they
who they
Where
why
they at?
why we listen
did
to
they
they.
help you do
Exactly.
So it's just that's why we say or carry ourselves the way we do, because it's not like we better than anybody. No, but at the end of the day, I know I'm better than all of them, and no disrespect, but it's just like that's how you gotta believe in yourself. Like I gotta know, and it ain't no comparison, it ain't no competition, but it's like, listen, you gotta believe in yourself.
But at the end of the day, bro,
else,
it's a fact. But I also think that it is a competition too. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the competition because I love that, because it's like, now if it's 10 brothers, we all work like in our investment group. I'm not gonna let y'all work me.
Listen.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm not letting y'all work me. Y'all not gonna keep coming in the investment group talking about y'all bought how y'all did this, y'all did that. We made this money in trade, and I'm sitting on the sidelines. So I really believe that that's actually you know what I mean, a good thing. I asked you because you always looked at you like my one of my OGs. I don't want to make you say my boy now.
Still got it.
My boy in his prime rib. You know what I mean? Listen, we ain't gonna do all that. But I always looked up to you just more so on a mindset sense. And when I was in college and you was like schooling me, you always was like, yo. You ain't say stay humble exactly, but you kind of say that in that term, like, yo, like, a lot of these things can be like a facade, like far as like the women, the parties we doing, all this shit. You always like, yo, like, we gonna make sure we wake up, we gonna work out. That's one he got me on my shit. We working out, no matter how wild of a night we had, 6, 7 in the morning, we in that gym. So I want you to speak on, bro, just like being where you at now and like having us a little bit more under your wing. How like that speak on that false perception we had when you was like 22, 23.
Well, that was college, right?
College.
That was more so to not get lost in the hype. Like it's okay to have fun and enjoy yourself, but stay focused and have a goal that you're trying to reach. All through life, you're gonna go through obstacles. You're gonna go through distractions, not just women. People, bros, family. So that was more or less just to stay focused and try to attain something. Because even since then, I've grown, and not that any of y'all under my wing. We partners now. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but the you helped me over the past year.
Yeah, I was just saying. But
in a sense, we get to it, but. Just trying to stay focused and don't get lost in the hype. Perception, I mean, you know how college was. Everybody looked like they doing something.
Yeah, but
wasn't nobody doing
shit. Nothing shaking.
One of our most, I'm not going to say his name, but one of our most successful friends.
Yeah, we didn't want to.
Didn't even finish school.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like nobody would have.
You know what I'm
Nobody would
saying?
have. Yo, that's crazy.
So, a lot of it was, look at me, this is what I'm doing. But are you really doing something? So I used to say that, like, at the time it was just going to the gym, just looking good, trying to stay in
Right.
shape. But in totality, it was, just don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the masses. Just because everybody's doing this doesn't mean it's right or it's going to work. So that's more or less what I was saying to you back then.
Thank you heavily for that, bro. And I'm one of the smarter ones. So I definitely took caught on early on and took the advice. And that's why one thing I wanted to say about like just school and everything. It's crazy how I look at all that stuff now because it's like school, America, society in general, bro. This is one of my little theories. I always come up with theories. One of my little theories is like they teach you what to think, not how to think.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to teach us exactly what to think. How we think of school, life, evaluation, go get a job, do this, yada yada yada. But even not even being served, like even not even trying to be deep. One of the biggest things we don't even learn from society is like how to manage money. So it's like even if you make all this money, that's one thing I learned. I learned that it's like you hear the expression like you hear like, oh man, they had all this money and blew it. And when we young, we like, man, shit, give me $1 million, I ain't gonna do it. No, you're gonna blow that money. Like you're gonna blow
Can I
that
cut
money.
you?
Yeah, bro.
They say if you can't manage $100, you're not going to be able to manage $1,000, and
Or
so on and so
or
forth.
$1 million. It sounds crazy though, bro.
And
They
that's
don't believe it.
it's the truth. If you can't manage what you have, what are you going to do with more?
They don't understand, bro. And it's because like I said, because it's what we train to think. I tell people all the time, like, don't get it wrong. America is the best business in the world.
Facts.
The best business.
Yeah.
You look at it, the land of the free, everything is built on. But with any business, a successful business is built off its business model. And what I mean by that is everybody that's everybody in them has built a world where everybody works. Everybody pay taxes. Everybody's like a funnel that's funneling back into us. Now I have a theory. This is one of my things. I haven't really expounded on this too much, but here we go. So through slavery, 1600s, right? They tell you, like current day, we big on finance. We study this all the time. We talk about this in our investment group. But current day people, if y'all don't know, they have literally tests and factual information and things that can show you why, as a people, black people, Latino people are bad with money because of slavery, that trauma, of us hating each other, all these things, right? So think of to now, we 27, 28, 30 years old, and they're telling us that some of these habits we have come from the 1600 of our ancestors being abused and taken advantage of, right? Right. So you got 400 years of that, right? All that negative energy, all the beating, all the trauma, right? Why nobody never speak on the opposite end of that for white America? And we took on all that bad stuff. What did they take on? They didn't take on any mindset. They didn't take on any trauma. They didn't reform slavery into America today and how you work. You think this was gonna be like, okay, well, we had all this money because mind you, slavery, like I said, it is what it is, business. That was the economy, unfortunately.
That was the business model.
So you don't think they like, oh, hold on, we just let our economy go? I feel as though, to me, a stock trader, I could be being a little bit extra here, but I feel as though it's the same way when we're us as the people making millions of thousands off GameStop. They're like, hold on, we gotta edit this game.
Yeah, halt.
Oh, there you go.
Let me halt.
We gotta halt this. We gotta edit this game. Hold on. You don't want to be free? Everybody sleep. We losing our sleep. We losing the economy. Okay, let's transform that. So I think that literally, the 400 years of the cons, you could see through us with bad habits, bad money, the gangs, not loving each other. But I think on the other end of that, you see that with white America, with the police, with the government, with the hospital system. I still want to know where these, bodies is going through the hospital, black bodies, but nobody want to tell me, so we'll keep asking around. Hopefully get a chance. But I guess y'all gonna talk about that a bit. I know I probably been a little too deep with y'all on that one, but yeah, I always think about that. Like, what's the opposite end of that? Like, what traits did they take on?
That's a good question. I don't think they probably took on them. They just telling us what they wanted to know to, kind of trick us out of
I
our
mean,
spots.
to feed into that,
Because I'm gonna cut you
Oh,
off.
no, go
Because
ahead.
what do rich people tell other rich people when they telling poor people how to get money? They don't like it. Like it's like, so it's like they tell us one thing, but they do another.
Factual.
Tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
No, factual.
I can't give you all the secrets. Then
Yeah.
you're gonna be where I'm sitting.
Right. And like I said, I respect it. But I'm just more so, my mindset is more so us as a people, we have to just recognize this and do our thing.
But how do we recognize it, bro? It's just like
I'm a less is more guy. You know that. So I think that even with the investment side of things, it's not going to be something abrupt. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite books is The Jewish Phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? And in there, he says that, when in the 1800s and stuff like that, when, the Jews were migrating over here, the first generation doctors and stuff, they knew they were going to make a bunch of money. Like, they knew. Yeah, they already knew that, you know what I'm saying? They knew that, okay, us going to get our degrees, that's going to help. Me going to get my licensing or whatever it was back then to be a doctor, that's going to help my grandkids open a doctor's office. So they already knew, okay, this is the 20-year sacrifice.
Yeah.
I think it's with us is first understanding that. It's going to have to be a 20-year sacrifice. Basically, our lifetime, it's over. So basically, you have to die. Even us right now, the reason why I think that we're so successful is because we're already dead. To me, it doesn't matter.
to the world.
Yeah, we already dead. You know what I'm saying?
world,
We already dead. To the world, we already dead. We're
already.
the outcast. We're the outcast. We're already dead. This with the youth. So it's easy for, and then when you align with the world thing, which I think with ourselves, and myself, I'm already dead. Not in the sense of I'm dead. I'm more than alive. I'm living. I'm here in my natural self more than anything. But it's like I'm ready for, not ready for that, but I understand that that's just the cycle of life. And that while I'm here, if I plant my seeds, the death part is just the part of it.
The beginning.
But a lot of people, they so scared that life is. I feel like, I'm not saying this, but I feel like a lot of people don't have haven't found that meaningfulness in their life, where they like fuck dying, fuck even thinking of that to sacrifice for anything else. Like you even say death in our community is like the biggest taboo, but all we do is die. I don't understand. So you don't want to talk about death, but every damn day we're dying. So even
and leaving nothing.
Nothing. So it just be confused. Maybe we have me sit back, just be like, damn, that's why I would say today, one of the things we have to talk about is just how everything we was taught was just a lie.
Big lie.
Everything. From just saving your money to just, work. I mean, I like working. I'm not down to working, but even there's not nothing wrong with working or finding that job that completes your happiness, but tying our worthiness to a job. That's the part with me that just don't sit good. I don't like tying my worthiness to a job.
Like people get caught up in the titles.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I be having a conversation with my mom, and her at the end we be talking about work and things like that, and she always, I'm almost at my pension. Like, yeah, I get that, and I understand that's your era. That's where you, but when you get there, then what?
Yeah,
I don't see myself working 40 hours a week until I'm 65, 55.
Yeah.
I don't even know because I don't plan on working that long. But I just don't see myself working to the bone for somebody or a corporation for all of my life to enjoy the last 20.
It don't make sense, bro.
It don't make sense. And you think about it, look at this now. The average, I just looked up a laptop. The average monthly income for a pension is about $1,500 to $2,500 a month.
Nothing with that.
So to piggyback off that, bro, one of my favorite quotes right now by a rapper, Trev Rich. I think he's from, I don't know where he's from. I think he's from Jersey. I'm not sure, but the album called Out the Dark. And it's one of my top 3 albums this year, man. Shit crazy. But one of the things he said on there was, people, and he said black people, black people will, you invest for that raise, but you want to invest in your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will, and basically he said in the song was like, you'll bust your ass for this job, go crazy, get that raise. You know what I'm saying? But you won't make not even one investment for your soul, your peace of mind, or anything of that nature. So that's my only. So when I think about it, that's my only thing I have. I don't have a problem with no job. Now do whatever floats your boat. But that's my only thing is like whatever you're willing to give that job, give it to yourself. Cause I feel like once you give it to yourself, it's just gonna make your whole everything good with the job. I mean, cause you know me, I hate my job. You know me, I'm not a worker. I hate my job. We only got 3 more years of this thing going on, max. But when I changed my mindset to like, oh, okay, my job is my investor.
Yeah. Capital.
There's no capital. You know what I mean? I come here, I provide service, and they just pay me for it. When I put it that way, it's like I wouldn't go to work. I'd be pissed off. I'm going out there mad and looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Then it really
It's
changed.
funding your dream.
Yeah, it's funding your dream. So then, like when we there 12 hours and we all sick and everybody else mad, I'm like, he's like, why you sick? I'm like, I just put 2,000 in the stock market. You know what I'm saying? I just made $5,000. Yeah, I mean, then the whole conversation changed, and that's when, you know. So that's when. So to speak on that, let's pivot a little more. Let's get the people, man. They want to talk to us about our investments, man. Our money moves, man. Our investments. You know what I'm saying? Let's just start with that. Damn, where would we start with that? Which one?
Well, I'll start with how I got into it.
Yeah, start with your investment. What you doing right now?
What you doing now and things like that. About November 2019 it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
19.
2019. Yeah. I had, what was it? I was just looking to get into investing. I've always wanted to learn more about stocks. Knew a little bit about penny stocks, but never really pulled the trigger on anything. Just talking to Gary and just really just building at the mines. Honestly, this is just one of those summers or times me and him just really reconnected again and just really dove deep into a lot of the stock and credit and just everything. Long story short, November 2019, I started with about $300. Yeah, it was $300. And today I'm pushing 20K, and all I do is buy and hold. I don't do no day trading, no options, nothing. I'm playing it safe right now. Until I can master the day trading and options, you know, like Liek and Gary.
Which you won't have to do, honestly. It's overrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but I still just want to add that under my tool belt. Yeah.
Definitely.
Knowledge is power.
That's mad, though. I'm a comment on that. Leek. I'll let Leek go. Talk about how me and him got started.
I'm cut you off, but before I even pulled the trigger on anything, me and Liek was talking about it when we were working together. And, you know, he was telling me about a lot of the DraftKings. I remember DraftKings flew out to Miami and all that. So that's when, and this was what, 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was before, 2018.
Shout out to DraftKings.
So, yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Love y'all.
I love y'all.
So that's, and then to see everything full circle again, it's just like, it's crazy.
No, definitely.
I'm sorry, my fault.
How you doing? So, with me, I've always had a financial mind, to say. But for me, I did a lot of second guessing. And when I saw the bro, G, I mean, he was giving out so much free game months after months after months on all social media, having meetings and meetups. And I'm watching, I'm like, man, I still ain't pull a trigger on nothing. So I hit Gary up, and we talked for like 2 months before I even really did anything.
Yeah, everybody
we just talking, we just talking, chopping it up, and he's just like, yo, what are you waiting for? Like, just
yeah, right. Like, I think I started snapping.
Yeah, like, yo, just do it, jump in. And
I can see that.
Yeah, you know me. We're not gonna talk a month and you keep asking what I'm doing. It's like, come on, like
every day, texting him 6 a.m.
Yeah, we up.
I ain't even in the stock market. I'm just texting him, and you know, he gave me the confidence to really go in, and I don't know what I started with. My first stock was DraftKings. It wasn't even DraftKings yet.
We start with nah.
Was it an option or
no? It was a regular stock. It was Diamond something Corporation. They weren't
I knew it was. Yeah, Diamond Acquisition Joint. There we go.
We got the drop.
We bought them drop. Yeah, we got
we got the drop.
Shout out to DraftKings
before they went public.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Fact.
They
And
brought the back.
you know, from there we went on, and then I see him talking about options, and we really it was a good, it was a good summer.
It was a good summer.
You know,
Yeah, Leek, that shit was
you know,
crazy.
now I have multiple trading accounts. I ain't gonna talk numbers, but he's allowed having him on my side has allowed me to create another channel of wealth or income to say.
And confidence, bro. Because
Confidence too, yes, absolutely.
because I wouldn't have the confidence or the balls to walk away from my job in February if I didn't have. I knew I had the stock if need be.
Yeah.
Got that emergency capital
Yeah,
and stuff
absolutely.
there.
Disclaimer though, you can't just come to somebody and just always ask them questions about things. Like he's one of the people. He's gonna tell you,
Do it.
I am not your fiduciary.
Yeah, I don't do it for you.
Do your research. Do your due diligence. You know what I mean? But do your research, and that's something that I picked up from him. He like, look, you listen to me if you want. That's on
That
you.
ain't gonna be good for
You
you.
know what I mean? So do your and that's something that he's instilled in me when it comes to the stock market and just investing. Period. Just always do your due diligence, do your research, and just have that confidence to follow what you have.
I appreciate y'all, man. 'Cause like I said, I don't know. I be thinking I know people, like can read people. I'm like, for one thing with the stock market, I feel like it's for all black people. For one, because it's like we were traded.
I was about to say we was the
we
first.
we
stock.
were traded.
Yeah,
So
we
now
were
we
the first
trade.
stock.
First
Like,
commodity.
that's really what I say. Like we were traded,
First
so now we
commodity.
trade.
Traded.
Like when I make a move on the stock market, I feel like not to be extra, but like damn, like it's a big thing. Like all the sacrifice that had to be made for me to make the opportunity. I could feed my family off of reading some charts, and now there's not financial advice, not to put this right. Yeah, this is only informational purposes only. This is not an easy game. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's one of them things where, like I said, if you give it like a person like me, I get my job 8 to 12 hours. So it's no reason I can't get my training at least 6 hours. And then once I started doing that, I started seeing what's going on. The best part I like about all of us is like everybody in here that's totally different.
Yeah.
Have I ever come to y'all and say, yo, do it this way?
Nope.
I don't do anything. I honestly, y'all shock me because I don't really do nothing for y'all, honestly. So you are buy and hold. I do that with you. We got to do that. Me and him more so. Me and Leek, we day trade. He's more of a day trader, and I'm kind of like more in the middle, long term. So it's real dope. Like I said earlier, we not trying to be right. Because if I come to y'all and I'm like, I know this right way to do something, we won't be here today. Niggas be like, hold on, because we would have lost. The thing about the people, we lose money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We lose money.
lot,
Like
yeah.
I'm probably down like 30,000 right now, 30,
Yes.
40,000. And it's cool. I understand like it's like stunning like that. It's not. It's cool because I've been through it, so I know how the cycles go and stuff. And like I tell everybody, it's like, you want to have 10,000 market, 50, then 100, then 200. So you able to be down 40,000. Not to say it's a good thing, because the rule number one it's 2 rules in investing. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, rule number 1. So it's not saying I'm down as like a clout thing. That's definitely not a clout thing because trust me, I didn't lose 40 to come in here to tell y'all I lost 40. Like it ain't no joke. But I'm just sad to say is that, when you scale your money and everything, say if 40% is only, let's say for instance, only, 15% of your portfolio.
Yeah.
It's house money. But I actually like the real estate investing a little bit more. Y'all like the stock. I like the stocks too. But I just feel like I'm just real big on the real estate, man. I like what we doing in the real estate, and I can't wait for us to get our next job. That was the most exciting for me in the last 2 years. Like being able to grab my first investment property. That's the biggest thing to me. Shout out to our homie, our bro, Damir.
Yeah.
Shout out to the guy. Shout out.
Quality
We got the best.
preservation,
We got the
man.
best contractor.
Yes, sir. Quality
Mhm.
preservation.
Team is different.
Yeah, I mean, team just different. But shout out to bro for making that an easy process. But amongst the self-development investing, the stock investing, and investing in real estate, this shit make me feel good.
I like investing in my peace of mind, just like my well-being, not even just how I feel, but just like how I think. So just even investing in courses and
Right.
investing in consulting and coaching.
But that's part
and
of it,
things
bro.
Like that.
Cause like people don't
big
know. Like
part.
I got a budget of $500 a month just for courses and stuff. So I come to you like, yo, we gonna buy this algorithm and stuff like that. And we buy our edge. People like, oh, how y'all winning? Da, 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 da. I'm willing to put up more money than you.
Can we tell them how much the algorithm is, just so you get an idea of how much we're willing to invest in ourselves?
You can tell them. What's it like? 2,000?
Yeah, just
2K?
$2,000.
2K?
Gotta invest in yourself.
You
Yeah,
have to, but how much is that $2,000 gonna make you?
It'll make us 100. We're probably not even joking. The goal is this year 50,000, 5 to 50. So I got next summer 100, and we're gonna kill them through like quadruple witching and all that. So like I'm looking to go like 20K deep on puts. And this is not financial advice. Do not listen to nothing we're talking about here.
Just to say something, he said, "Put you can make money when the stock market goes down as well."
Yeah.
So for all those people out there wondering, why
Yeah,
the rich people
So,
still rich?
what are your thoughts? What are y'all thoughts on people that would rather just go to the poppy store and gamble, or just gamble at the casinos versus stock market? What are your thoughts? Y'all thoughts on that?
I dabble in that because I still gamble on sports every now and then.
Ain't no wrong with gambling.
You know, I always say to each his own, but I always say, you know, even gamblers, when it comes to sports gambling, there's research that can be done. Numbers don't lie. I mean, regression, you know, is key. Statistics, they don't lie. So, you know, I'll say if you're a smart gambler, you know, do your thing. If you just out there betting at the store, just throwing anything out.
What's a smart gambler?
The gambler, the gambler that don't gamble. To me,
and this is why, you know, we're different.
Everybody reviews.
We, you know, this also plays into my trading plan as well.
Exactly. See, I'm glad you said that, because how you look at other stuff tell you some investor you are.
Absolutely.
So that's his. Because the thing is, we're not really investors, we're risk managers.
There you go, risk management. I always just keep saying this: do your research. I'll give an example. Can I give an example?
Yeah.
If KD averaged 31 points right now, statistically, he should have 31 points tonight. Now, if I was gambling, would I put it at 31? No. I leave room for some regression. I'm going to go with 25. But that's just me. Do your research on whatever you invest in. And, you know, research ain't 100% either.
Exactly. So, like, we be spot on sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
like,
the one thing about the market that teach.
Don't get upset at yourself if a trade doesn't go your way. Like, if you did your due diligence and you can live with that it's okay.
That is what it is.
If nothing is 100%. Nothing.
Well, you know me, I'm the king of transparency, the king of keep it real. So, one thing I wanted to normalize, too, I want to normalize this, like, say when you're not good at something. I think that'll help everything. I'm not a good gambler, so I don't gamble. I know I'm not a good gambler. When I sit down and play Tonk or any card game, I know that I'm at a disadvantage. I don't like my odds. I know, okay, we playing on whatever hand. If I put up $50, I already know that 50, the chances of me making that back, 15% at most. So with me, it's like, I got that mindset where it's like, okay, I'm only going to risk $1 to make 5. I've always been like that, no matter what it is. You know, for anything. It don't matter what it is. It could be chairs to... It's just something crazy. It could be chairs to, you know, anything, any product, yeah, or anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to buy low, sell high. I'm only going to risk $1 to make 5. So it's going to sound real funny. Like, we from the hood, whatever the case may be. I tell people, this is when the campaign we start too. We got to normalize saying, you know, you're a bad drug dealer. Or you're not a good drug dealer. You're not a good gambler. And this is the reason why I hate gambling, bro. And I learned this. People don't really tell you gambling. And Liek gonna probably laugh because he was like, yeah, right. So I went gambling with my cousin. I ain't gonna say his name. But my cousin, he's a madman to me. Like, I look at him like, this is ridiculous. So we go to the casino. I only go to eat. Like, all I do. They be mad as hell. Milkshake burger. I just eat. I watch them. It's just fun for me. I'm losing no money. So I'm always the one smiling when we leave. Everybody crying and shit. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what's going on? He put up, he lost, I think, like 30, 40,000. Like 30, I think that day he lost 30,000, 30, 40,000. And the next day we went, whatever, you feel me? He won 40,000 or something like that. You know, something like that. So we talking that shit. They're talking shit. Oh, we won 40,000. We walk into the car, you know me. I start doing the mathematics. I'm like, oh shit. We basically broke. We celebrated, we won, but we broke even.
That's the trick.
I said, oh shit. The gambling niggas don't tell you this part. They don't tell you the losses.
Nobody
And I
ever tell you
learned
what
that
they
even
do.
with the stock market,
Same thing.
we don't only. I think I'm the only person that really show y'all my portfolio and show y'all my L's. I don't really know the people that do that.
Yeah.
And that's to make it relative for you. Like, oh, no, you're going to lose. So I just like that's why I don't gamble. So how I can structure it in the stock market where each time I win off $1, I make $5. Each time I lose that dollar.
versus the five.
Versus
So
five.
I just like my odds better than when I go to a casino because it's right then and there. Is like it is what it is. Like even with sports betting, it's like if MB don't, he either do or he don't.
It's one way
And
or
then with
another.
options, I could buy some time.
Yeah.
I can. So what I like when we options for people that don't trade stocks is like basically if you're a sports bettor, it's like saying, all right, the Lakers are how they say it's gonna sound funny. I put 500 on the Lakers money line, right? But with your money line, you can be like, all right, to 2024, like, like they get a whole other year. So basically, if they would have lost this year, you be like, oh, they gonna win the
next year.
championship next year.
Yeah.
So that's like how we trade options. So to answer your question in a long-winded way,
That's
that's why I know I'm not a good gambler, and that's why you would never see me gambling. But Monopoly, that's different.
Listen,
Monopoly, I kill you.
casino always, the house always wins, man.
Always, man. No, and that's what I'm saying too. But with us is like we taught the gamble. Like black, like we're taught to gamble, and it comes from us running numbers and stuff like that. And they stole that from us and then turned that to banks, and then they give us the predatory loans and stuff like that. And that's why we so big on Bitcoin and just the decentralization and everything. Everybody go buy the biddy. I'm gonna see this in camera too because basically what's gonna happen is the decentralization of money. We're getting off that. People controlling our currency. People. These predatory loans. You think about it in the hood, right? All these check cashings, payday loans, and all these places. They're predatory.
Yeah.
So I be trying to tell everybody, like, I get the whole Robinhood thing and the whole Cash App thing. I get that, and I'm happy for that. And I want it to be mobile for it. But basically what that's going to turn into is to us a glorified check cashing on your phone where you're paying 20 to 25%. It's going to set us back. It's not going to be as liberating. It feels liberating. And that's how they're smart and they're a good business model, but it's not as liberating you're going to think.
You know what the best part about that business model is? People are buying a product and don't realize it.
Yeah.
Like loans, that's a product.
Like
like,
a
these
product,
are products for
That
them
you're
to make
paying
money.
20 to 25% on.
That's the best.
It's crazy.
That's the most amazing.
And that's how they make and they make money. And then you'll go in the bank, they look at you like, I ain't gonna loan you that money. We gonna take a loan of your money because you ain't got this certain score or credential.
Oh wait, you know what? You want the 10? All right, cool. 27% interest rate.
So I heard, and it's funny. I heard a person today too talking about something like buying some Gucci shoes or something like that on the firm.
The firm.
Yeah, exactly. You don't never know what it is, but basically it's the shit where like something costs 500, you can do like 4 payments of 125. It was a black person, and in my head I'm just like, and what they said was, I'm like, damn, is it that serious? I say, is the Gucci shoes that serious?
What they pay $350 every 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm like, is it that
6
serious?
months.
And you know me, and I laugh because you know me, bro. It's the best thing I like about having. I don't have money, but we got more money we ever had and shit. So it's like the best thing now about being able to buy whatever we want is just like I don't even want it because it's like I'm really conscious of my dollars. Like I don't like getting my dollar to nobody that ain't the same color as me. So if I spend anything over $200, it got to be a real good reason why I'm spending that $200. That's why you don't see me with no Gucci, none of that stuff. And I refuse to buy the Dior and the McQueens and all that because it's really like the money ain't going to us and it's just so expensive. I ain't gonna lie, I'm just too cheap.
Yeah, and a lot of this, them big ass sneakers and shit be blowing my shit. Fucking.
No, I said, I mean that's it's face better.
You stupid.
Like I said, I'm not like I said, because you like what you like. I'm not going what you like. Cause like I said, you gonna spend the money any way or form. It's the vice. But like I put on Instagram the other day, it's just like I don't know where it is in black culture where it's just like we shun the person for paying less, or we shun the person for not spending the most. We shun the person that go in the club and don't buy $1,000 section. Like I put on the Instagram, I'm like, yo, I always felt more gully pour my tequila in the water bottle and slide in that joint, and I'm at the bar ordering me water, and I'm taking a sip of my water in their face, but it's tequila, like, and I ain't paying nothing. Like, to me, I just feel like I'm flipping the system rather than going in there and just willingly like a smooth robbery, just giving y'all $1,000.
It look like you got it. I'm cool.
I go back to our perception though, saying
Yeah,
like, you know, what they taught us. They taught us to look like it, and I have it.
And I have it, absolutely. And that's most of us. We talk a good one. We look like we got it. Deep down inside, we ain't got a pot to piss in.
I'm gonna tell y'all one thing.
And ain't that funny? The people who barely got a pot to piss in got the most pride.
Yeah, well, that's why though, because
I'm gonna tell y'all, when y'all see me dressing like Adam Sandler, just know.
I do it now.
Girl.
Yo, it's funny. I was talking about this earlier. I was like, my fashion
Adam
sense, like,
Sandler be
he be
down.
wild. I was saying earlier, my
Just
fashion
know.
sense, like, I don't even know my fashion. I just be wearing shit. I just don't even be caring. But it'd be like, I got that Republican swag. I just don't even care. Like, it's just be like, throw the loafers on the jeans. Like,
Take
it
me out
is
public.
what it, yeah, it's like, it is what it is. Because
Bank
I just
account.
hate looking like everybody. Like, I just hate everybody wearing, I don't know, I was like, everybody wearing the Jordans. I said, I'm going to start wearing shoes. Like, it's not even because I like shoes. It's just like, everybody wearing Jordans.
I'm telling y'all, the next step for me, every time y'all see me, I got sweats or track pants.
Yeah, I just want to be like
The
that.
the next step, no pockets.
Hey, yo.
No pockets. No pockets. Word up.
Hey, yo.
When y'all see me go like this, no pockets, yeah. It's on. Quote me for real.
Hold on,
You
okay,
gonna sew all your
Yeah,
sweat
bro,
pockets
bro.
up?
Hold on, they called me off guard with that. Bro said, no
Ball
pockets.
game.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
pockets.
no
All
pockets.
right, bro, I'm trying to top you with that. That's gonna be hard to top.
Yo, Leek, with your
Bro,
phone.
we'll get this shit stitched. No, but look, no, bro, everything on
pull out
your
the-
phone now.
Right.
So you feel me? You got
I can see Leek with
while on
the
the
fanny
phone,
pack,
fanny pack.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
yeah, where's that?
It's not a what they call it? It's a satchel. It's not a purse. It's a satchel. Get you a satchel, fellas. You feel me? Listen, I'll do the tutorial. What should be inside of that later.
Don't have it empty with a water bottle. Or...
That's crazy. My dad been wearing them for years. Like
Why
the
the
little
fanny joint?
and the
But I ain't being funny. It's super convenient. Like when I walk around my Bitcoin and stuff, man, it's super. It's just super convenient. You know, I ain't gotta worry about nobody. You know, touching sleeves keys, touching my keys, man, nothing like that. But no, for real, honestly though, everybody invest in Bitcoin, man. It's gonna reverse slavery. I know it sounds crazy what I'm saying, but it's gonna give us a certain type of power, man. Where it's gonna be ridiculous.
So, what are your thoughts on the Ethereum's, Cardonas, the ones that's supposed to be like Bitcoin or similar?
Well,
to
see, the
Bitcoin?
thing about it is nothing's going to be like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a grandfather of them all. I mean, Bitcoin, like, okay, that's what I suggest. That's what I was saying to you earlier, bro. It's funny you speak about this. The white papers. We're going to start, on our investment group, what's one thing we're going to start doing is, like, each time reading the white papers of the different cryptocurrencies we like. So, if anybody out there, if you Google, like, Bitcoin white paper, any cryptocurrency white paper is going to tell you the exact functionality of it. So, like, verbatim, like, Bitcoin joint is going to show you how they actually compute their blockchain and everything. So what I tell people like this, like, I don't have the numbers in front, I can look it up, but we don't need, I'll be able to use a good enough examples. Bitcoin got a limited supply. It's only 21 million Bitcoin. Like, say, so if Ethereum is probably like, say, 1 billion. You know what I'm saying? So with Bitcoin is 21 million coins, right? That'll be mine. Since everything is on the blockchain, which is computer, they can already tell that the last Bitcoin will be sold the year 2140. It's stamped.
Yeah.
We'll be going. But that's going to be the last Bitcoin, right? 90% of the supply of Bitcoin will be going the year 2040, which is only 19 years from now. So if 90% of the supply is gone, how would you get the other 10% of the supply? Obviously, by through service. You have to cut my hair. You have to do something for me. You might even have to ship for me to pay you in Bitcoin. It's just
travel.
literally how it's going to be. Like, the ecosystem is going to be crazy for that. So right now, I tell people right now, like, there's only like 2% of that market that really been tapped into. So, like, well, I tell all the time, one of our favorite stats, you only need 0.1337% of Bitcoin to be in the top 2% of voters, and that's only $7,000.
And that was when it was almost 50,000.
Yeah, 50,000, probably less now. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably a
it was,
little way
what,
less
40
now.
something, 30?
So what happens is like
Down to
you know,
40
as
something.
that market cap go up, like I said, it's purely investor advice too. All this stuff can happen, not happen. We don't know. Do your own due diligence. But all I'm just saying is this, right? Saying, saying 5 years, Bitcoin's at $1 million, right? A coin, and you got $50,000 in Bitcoin. That would be $800,000, right? But as Bitcoin keep going up, functionality wise, your coin's gonna keep going up. Your money gonna keep going up. You're a millionaire because now you just pay for everything in Bitcoin. It's not gonna be like Ethereum and Cardano. Now Ethereum and Cardano, they're more like platforms where Ethereum they're gonna be able to make the NFTs on there. You know what I mean? It's something with Ethereum. The bad thing about Ethereum was not bad, but like it was a little slow. So that's why Cardona is coming out like another version of Ethereum.
And that's why that's like,
Yeah, and that's why that's my favorite. So everybody always asks me what I invest in. Listen to the podcast. We'll tell you what I invest in. What's not for you to invest in, but the only cryptocurrencies I buy is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardona. I'm pretty sure that's what Dom asked. He was trying to give y'all a bone, but that's the only cryptos I buy.
I will throw this out there. I wouldn't recommend it. The gambler in me. I did throw a couple dollars at at one of them shit coins they call it.
Oh, most definitely. Nah, that's listen,
Yeah.
bro. You know what the funny thing I like about that, bro? Is like this, like it's a lane for everybody. So I tell people like, once you know what kind of investor you is, you can allocate a certain amount of your portfolio to your gambles.
Yeah. And
10% of my, I don't gamble. You know I don't gamble,
Yeah.
but 10% of my portfolio, I'll keep a couple thousand a week and be like, okay, let's
Risky.
put this on
There you
AMC.
go.
Let's put this on GameStop. Let's put this there. Whereas that is like, if we lose it, who cares?
exactly.
Now, if we win,
Great.
hey, house money is literally a gamble, but it's house money.
Yeah, that's why I should switch up my terminology. Not to say gamble, but a little more risky.
Yeah.
The
But
riskier side.
I think gamble
You
good
know.
though, bro.
Yeah, you
Cause
know.
with us, you can't even be proper. If you say risk,
that's
niggas
true.
would be like, "Oh well,
Well,
you ain't say the risk was that bad." Like, like fake
Exactly.
gamble,
People
so
hear
they
risk and they just go the other way.
they go the other way, and it's like
Oh, shit, I got
Well, when they feel like.
I feel like yes, because every day you're taking it. Like that's the thing. Like you're investing every day is just the difference in how you looking at it. And like I tell people too, man, we're gonna go heavy on investment this season on the entrepreneur side and the stock side because all our 9 to 5 people, y'all all are investing into your 401k. It's an investment.
Yep.
It's the stock market, literally. So you don't realize it now because a lot of our audience is younger, but you know a lot of people that was 65 going to retire this year or last year when the pandemic hit, they couldn't retire. Because since your portfolio, you know, your 401k is tied directly to the stock market draw down 40%.
done.
Your $1 million in there
It's done.
is draw down to $600, whatever the case may be. And I'll tell you the statistics. I'll be honest with you. Most black and brown people only have $100,000 in their 401k. So you can imagine them. Their drawdown is basically like it wasn't even there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things we specialize in over here is just like long-term investing. And our asset management company is on the way too. Look out for that to help people out.
So,
But and the best thing about the company is going to be we're going to do things on such a like basic level. Like we want to just help people settle their retirement accounts.
yeah, and understand what you're investing in.
Exactly.
Have some understanding.
Because when I show everybody the our $250,000 retirement account, our 5-year $250,000 retirement account, they ain't gonna believe it. But I'm like, nah, it's like, and there's anybody out there you want to challenge me or get the information, please do book consultation or hit us up. But I can show you in the last 5 years why your 401k will not perform the portfolio we kind of made for ourselves or we provide people. I'm not going to show you this. It's factual information. This is going to be, during the pandemic, during the housing crash, during the 9/11, or any
Anything.
obstacle we're going to show you.
So is it like for people that got a 401k, what would you suggest? Like rolling it over? Not even suggesting, but like what would you do?
It depends on the job in the 401k, bro. Because you got like a regular 401k, you got a 402b, yada, yada, yada. So basically in that, depending on the job, you get a percentage. If it was me, the best advice I would say, and like I said, I'm not just for this area, not investment advice. But if I had to think about how I think about my 401k, I'm only going to allow them to take out whatever they match.
Yep.
So you match 10%, I'll put in 10% because that's free 10%. Like you're gonna match that 10% I put in. If you match 1%, I'm gonna put in one. My job currently does 3. I think I do 2. I do 2 just because I don't really. Yeah, I do 2. This would be nice. But I don't. I think I just do 2. But the reason I say that is because, like for instance, my personal opinion, I got people at my job that they do like 15-20%. But I'm like, okay, you invest in, you're losing 20. It's something called opportunity cost. So you're investing another 20,000, or say another 10-15,000 into your 401k, but you can't touch it till you're 65. So the thing about the 401k is like I don't like the fact that even if I do invest a high level of money in there, y'all telling me I got to make loans on my own money. So how did I accrue 100,000? I got to take loans on that. Whereas though through the Roth IRA and our own individual accounts, I can go buy real estate. You know what I'm saying? I can go purchase land. I can start a business. You know what I'm saying? All and I don't, with no justification. Like I don't have to call HR
It's yours.
and tell them about the care act because of COVID and for, and you know what I mean, and go through hardship and no, I just call my brokerage, make this transfer and go over. So I just say more so is knowing like developing a financial plan. And that's what Generational Assets, our asset management company, gonna do. We're gonna be able to sit down with our clients and give them like a tailor-made investment plan for them. You know what I mean? For you, your family, and like I said, that's gonna be more so the kids, 401k plans, how much you should put into that.
Custodial account.
Yeah, I was about to say that custodial.
Yeah, I mean, like that's another big thing, like custodial accounts. You know what I'm saying? Because most people don't know. It's just
People don't know that.
if you 25, I tell people like real basics. And that's why I say like running your own race. Like people got to be real with themselves. Most of us is not gonna be millionaires in the next 5 to 10 years, which is fine. It's fine. And we got to think like you did, right? So like, if you think like, I hate to say it like that way, but if you think like you did, I don't mind accruing $2 million when I'm 65 and leaving if that was the case.
Yeah.
Because now I know, all right, that's 65. My grandkids, I'm starting at 10, 15, whatever. They good. I make that sacrifice for them to live a great life. But if you invest $480 a month from 25 to 65, you'll have like 1.7. That's just invested in the S&P 500, the regular market. That's America, and they get like an annual 7% a year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like we were saying earlier, it's more so about perspective too, because you can look at investing as like saving. Like, like you're going to get what 0.1% in the bank, and that's probably at the best bank. 1%.
1%. Nah, you ain't even get 1%. And the thing about it is, people can't save. Like you're never going to be able to save $1 million. No, never. It's just not going to happen. Now you can invest your way to $1 million, but you're not going to be able to save your way to $1 million. You need your money to make money for you. Yes. You need your money to work, and that's the thing. Like, I don't care, and it's respect to our people. I don't care what Black Lives Matter Foundation come out, what foundation, how much grant money, how much love, how much Jay-Z does, how much albums Kanye dropped. We'll never catch up wealth-wise because this is 400 years of compound interest of white people money not stopping, and it's never going to stop. Like when I say nigga never going to stop, they have insurance policies where when they die, it still goes. Like their money will never stop. So we so much behind. Like that's why I say we got to focus on our own race because
nah, you're right.
We in a league where like you compare apples to oranges in a sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Chasing ghosts.
So it's like it's gonna be a thing where you can't even you're gonna be trying to chase something that's unattainable. You're gonna give yourself a false perception like equality or what you deem this American dream and all that stuff is not obtainable. I just think if people just pay yourself first. Every time you get a check, pay yourself first. I don't care if it's $5, $500, $5,000. Pay yourself first, cause you're gonna pay them first. You're gonna pay your bills and all that first. Yeah. You're gonna get them their money. Landlord coming for that check.
Give yourself something.
You know what I'm saying? So just pay yourself.
Something.
Pay yourself. So you ain't gotta be 100% dependent on a check or a system, and you're not living check to check. And when I learned it's the secret. That's why I get mad at a lot of our people. It only really take 2 years to sacrifice. You do 2 years of saving, you good now because now you got that $10,000-$20,000 cushion.
Sorry.
Where it's like, okay, everything else you can save at a more high level. That's one thing I learned about money. We just don't know. It's just that like it's not be cheaper. No, up your expenses really because if you can, if your business and everything is functional $5,000 a month, you got to make 10, 15,000 to pay the five.
Yeah, it's sustainable.
So you know what I mean. Rather than thinking like, oh well, let me lower my expenses to 500. Now you gonna lower your income then too. You're not gonna hustle. You're not gonna lower your expenses to 500 and go hustle for 15,000.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So people don't understand, and that's why I want to highlight this book too. One of my favorite books. I just finished. It's my top three, man. Like I think ever. It's by Jeremiah. Well, it's not. It's about Jeremiah Hamilton, written by Shaun White. It's called The Prince of Darkness, and basically, man, this guy was in the 1800s, early 1800s, and he was the first millionaire in that time, especially on Wall Street. He
Black?
was black. Well, he was one of them blacks where it's like he was in his own world. Like he didn't give a fuck about nobody else. Like you couldn't put no limitations on him. He like white chicks. He had a white wife. His he was real close friends. His best friend was the head of like it's called the Philadelphia Sun, right? So it was a newspaper back then, right? And it was gully because like something happened, like he was real famous. He got paid of like taking white people to court. So they'd do something to him, whatever, take you to court, defamation, and he be lying, he be wrong. So he already like write these bad contracts. Like he was a girl. Like he'd write these bad contracts, or like he'd buy a ship, one of these ships they bought. He sunk it on purpose. Went and sunk it, took them to court. Insurance claim for like 70,000. But back then that's bread. Long as took it and won because his connections, whatever the case may be. He had lost one previous than that, but it was good that he lost it because he didn't tell them to white people. So now he was there. They fucked with it. So they brought him in. He cool with the dude from Philadelphia Sun. He'd be like, "Hey yo, don't put this in the paper. Don't put this. Don't say that." 1800s, taking them to court, fighting them. Like literally, he one of the dudes he wanted to hit in the head with a club because the one guy hated him so much, like he just was coming at him like, "Yo." Coming at him and the guy from Philadelphia Sun, he like, yo, why are you white and dealing with him? You're disgracing white people. Like, he hated him. Like, every day he wrote in the paper about him. And it was one of the best things about I learned is just like, he ain't nobody put no limitations on him. He was worth today's money, 320 million.
Damn.
Mad property, mad everything. They would come to his house and try to lynch him. He always got away. He always out. Because he had like ties with white people and stuff like that. So it is a real dope for me to like, because this is like, you'll never hear about him. Never. They didn't have a lot of stories about him, a lot of murals. He was definitely prevalent, and I like how like they give you the story, the court cases and stuff you wouldn't have seen. But it was deep because it's like, damn. They even talk about like how they started the stock market and the New York Stock Exchange back then. So to hear us in the stock market now, we take it for granted.
Fact.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
Like, we take that shit for granted. I'm trying to tell people, like, yo, being able to buy Bitcoin, being able to invest at your fingertip, where we're so lucky to be able to liberate our family and stuff in this way, I just don't want to take it for granted.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't want to take it for granted, bro.
And I just to piggyback off that, we gotta know where we come from to know where we're going. Mm-hmm. And if you know where you come from, there's no limitations to where you can go.
That's a fact, bro.
And that's James Baldwin. So we just gotta stick to the script, man. Believe in ourselves, trust the process, make the necessary sacrifices. It's not gonna be overnight, but build that legacy.
I love what you just said just now too, because it's like I go back to the God talk we talking about it. That's the reason why I say God too. I just know, like, it's knowing yourself, like knowing we come from that, knowing our people were kings and queens, gods, like just slave. We just know it's a slave
from slavery. Yeah,
like no, we are enriched people. So it's like that's emboldening ourselves. Like we're gods. I'm God. I come from kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? And like over this journey too, I never knew. We be here all day with this. I'm gonna cut a short to this one, but like we're gonna get into. I think the next episode we're gonna talk about it too. Like black women and their worth, like what they mean to the whole infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is deep. Just like the lack of knowledge they even told us about our women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that shit bothers me, man. Like just the bro, our queens, bro, our backbones, bro. Like
I say that backbones, man.
what? But don't even that. There's another theory I have. Is our guys are gay. Just not gay, but just it pisses me off in a sense because like we're not like emotional intelligent enough to even deal with our women. It bothers me. A dude will shoot at you, snake you, do all this crazy stuff. You gonna sit here with him, gang, we bro, and work it out with him. You have a little argument with your girl.
So,
you can't talk to her for a month. It bothered me. I'm not even saying have it right, but being able to have those conversations, bro. I mean, ties even me and Maurice and stuff like having to have conversation, and build with like even just like my female friends on a certain level, have certain conversations with them.
Yeah.
Give me a certain like, be like even like giving us like a lot of shit, make them feel uncomfortable. That we do and say. So it's just it's a big thing with that. But that's why I'm glad you said that, bro. Like knowing where we come from. And I know it may seem like I'm deep and I be trying to be all extra, but I'm not. I be trying to tell people like I'm just different. Like, blame my dad. I tell you, the first movie I ever seen was Glory. It wasn't Lion King. It wasn't. I'm saying? It was literally Glory. Like I don't know y'all see that movie, but you should have. But it was a movie about slavery. The Civil War. Like so, I remember being 5, 6 years old, asking my dad, like, "Yo, like, why they beating us? Why they?" So that you know what I mean. To literally like when I was a kid, y'all know when I was a kid, I used to like not walk with my head up. My dad used to smack shit out of my head, but he didn't understand is like when I was young, I didn't have that worthiness. Me knowing we come from being black, I felt like watching them slave movies and stuff like that. I knew it wasn't now, but I still felt like it was now. Because when you go in the classroom, you get ridiculed that same way. I wasn't getting whipped, but psychologically I was. And I never forget. I was walking to Disneyland. They couldn't find me for like 5 hours. He was pissed, and he was like, "Oh, where you was? How you get lost?" And I was like, "I was just walking my head down." And it's just the place there, but I'm like, damn, I got lost in Disneyland. It sounds crazy, but I got lost in Disneyland because my racial complex, I didn't feel secure. I felt in fear, so I literally would not walk and look white people in the face.
That's crazy, and that's a lot of us, yo. Like we can't even have a conversation.
So hate to be like you really can't. Like how can you even really as a kid like you? I think what that was like 10 and a half.
That's crazy.
So when I say emotional intelligence, I really mean like wow, like being able to understand these things, like and how they affect you. So now when I have depression or what those things will go on, it's like, oh okay, I can kind of not saying you can remedy it, know where it comes from, but it's like, oh snap, damn, I have to address this.
Yeah.
This is something I can't run from. This is like a real thing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about that, bro. We wasn't born in Jim Crow. So the thought that you even with us our age, even somebody would think only 15 years ago, think like that. It's crazy, but it is what it is, man. Well, listen, we gonna get up out of here soon, man. I'm gonna let you close with your final thoughts. Man. What you got to say, Don? What do you want to close with? Say for the people, have them on standby for.
No, I'm happy to be back, man. I'm really happy and excited to be back. I'm looking forward to this season. But I do want to just leave y'all with this, man. Don't wait until you're confident to show up. Show up until you're confident. Don't wait until you're confident to show up. Show up until you're confident. So many times we think we gotta have everything figured out. We get caught up in a bigger picture, and it discourages us. So whatever that goal is, do 2 to 3 things a day to work towards that goal. Whether it be send that email, do that research, make that phone call. Whatever it is, 2 to 3 things a day, and I can guarantee you gonna reach that goal. And that's all I got for you.
Big fact, was good, bro. Close no sleep.
I'm just happy to be here with my bros, man.
Big facts.
My business partners.
Big fact. Big fact.
And, I'm here for the journey, for the ride. To people out there, believe in yourself. Go for what you want. Do your research on whatever it is you want to do. Put your all into it and surround yourself with good people who gonna bring that energy with you, man.
Golly. I just want to say, man, fuck them people. Believe in yourself and love yourself, man. Like, yo, for real. And like I said, we chilling today. We just light hand. Like, even for this season, gonna be super dope. We gonna get into the real estate, the investments. Sitting down with a lot of entrepreneurs, and we gonna just show you like people we grew up with, testaments of people that have started businesses. 6 figures in real estate, 6 figures in stocks, business consulting, just normal people just like us that can do it. So I just want to leave everybody with is like tap into yourself, man. Fall in love with yourself. That's gonna be the best thing you can do, man. Fall in love with yourself. All the imperfections, whatever you think you don't like about yourself, fall in love with that shit. Whatever way it is, because once you do that, that's like the gateway to like true freedom.
That's
like,
what they fear. You embracing
Yes.
your downfalls,
embracing your
or
down, like
embracing
your imperfection, because
your
in reality,
imperfections,
it's not imperfections. It's like in reality, it is who you are who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't change yourself for nothing. And just I don't know, man. It just feel good. I ain't gonna lie. It just feel good to like know that finally for ourselves, because that helps me anyway so much on this investment journey, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a journey, man. But like I said, I'm glad to be here. We got a couple companies coming, business. Everything's going good, man. Like I said, listen, you ain't gonna miss this. Like, you
I'm missing
want to
that.
definitely be.
Prices
don't
going up.
Please
don't miss out on this, man. Don't
might miss it.
Listen, don't like bro said, don't blink, man.
You see me with no pockets, don't
Don't
speak
question
to
me, man. Don't question me. You know what's up.
It's the no pocket campaign, man.
No
We
pocket
want
zone.
no pocket. So no pocket. We not giving people nothing.
We ain't giving people.
Oh
nothing.
man, we ain't got nothing. We
We just
Dang,
go behind 'cause
what
we
was
got
it?
it.
Instead of full pockets full, we no
no
pockets
pockets
full.
full. No pockets at all. You know what I'm saying? But it's super dope though. Like for real, for like us coming together, man. They don't see it, and that's what we need on a large scale. So I want to say too, shout out to everybody out there too. Shout out to all my Forex family. Shout out to their academy. Shout out to 856. Shout out to all our investment group. You know what I'm saying? Our contractors, Raven, Lillian. Like, just shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody out there just making it happen, man. 'Cause like I said, collaboration over competition. We all, it's a fight for all of us, man. It ain't nobody more important than this fight. It ain't one thing better than nobody. Or one thing better than,
Group
better.
economics is the only way to real freedom.
Only way.
Only way.
And that's why this podcast here. We really here to show y'all that. Like, we really here, real live, to show y'all that. Like I said, we're going to pull out the Bitcoin keys and all that soon. Like I said, we got a lot of story. We got a lot of story. All right, so like I said, be on the lookout for, what we got next? Be on the lookout for the next episode, and definitely be on the lookout for the next Stock Club meetup, too. That's going to be coming real soon. Consumer Dream, man. We here, we signing out.
Peace.